Freeport McMoRan's operations in Indonesia, particularly through PT Freeport Indonesia, have been widely criticized as a form of modern colonialism. The company, an American multinational, began operations in Papua in 1967, shortly after Indonesia annexed the region. Freeport's Grauberg mine, located in Papua, is one of the world's largest gold and copper reserves, and its presence has been a significant source of wealth extraction from the region. Critics argue that the economic benefits have disproportionately gone to foreign stakeholders and the Indonesian elite, while the local Papuan population has faced exploitation, environmental degradation, and social marginalization. The Grauberg mine has been a major contributor to Indonesia's economy, generating billions of dollars in revenue through taxes, royalties, and exports. However, the distribution of these profits has been highly unequal. For decades, the local Papuan people, who are the indigenous inhabitants of the region, have seen little of the wealth generated from their land. Many Papuans live in poverty and lack access to basic infrastructure and services, despite the immense wealth produced by the mine. This economic disparity has led to accusations that Freeport's operations reflect a colonial pattern of resource extraction that benefits external powers while leaving the local population impoverished. Environmental degradation caused by the mine has further exacerbated tensions. Freeport's operations have led to significant deforestation, pollution of rivers, and destruction of ecosystems in Papua. Millions of tons of tailings, waste materials from mining, have been dumped into local rivers, causing severe damage to the environment and disrupting the livelihoods of indigenous communities that depend on these natural resources. This environmental harm is often compared to the extractive practices of colonial powers, where short-term economic gains were prioritized over the long-term well-being of local populations and ecosystems. The social and political impact of Freeport's operations has also been profound. The presence of the mine has intensified conflicts in Papua, where there is already a strong separatist movement seeking independence from Indonesia. Papuans have long felt marginalized by the central government in Jakarta, and Freeport's operations have become a focal point of resentment. The Indonesian military, tasked with securing the mine, has been accused of human rights abuses against Papuan civilians, including land seizures, violence, and suppression of dissent. This militarization has created an environment of fear and further alienated the local population, deepening perceptions of neo-colonial exploitation. In recent years, there have been efforts to address these issues. In 2018, the Indonesian government acquired a majority stake in PT Freeport Indonesia, giving it greater control over the mine's operations and revenues. While this move was intended to assert national sovereignty, critics argue that it has done little to improve conditions for Papuans or address environmental concerns. The case of Freeport McMoRan in Indonesia exemplifies the challenges of balancing economic development, resource management, and the rights of indigenous communities. For many, it remains a symbol of modern colonialism, where global corporations and state powers extract wealth from marginalized regions while leaving behind social and environmental costs.